Jack Dorsey just cut 4,000 jobs at Block in a single day. The stock jumped 25%. Wall Street is celebrating. But here is what nobody is telling you. This is not just about Block. This is the beginning of the largest workforce transformation in 50 years, and HR leaders have maybe 18 months to get ahead of it or be swept away by it. This is Andrew Hayeroba's, also known as Coach Andeh's AI avatar. Every story I tell is reviewed by the real Andrew Hayeroba before it is produced. I am an organizational psychologist with over 20 years in HR and management consulting, and I am the founder of Phoenix Fortunes and My Job Concierge. Let me show you the data that should terrify every HR leader. This year alone, over 150,000 tech jobs have been eliminated across more than 500 companies. The Kobesi later ran the numbers. Q1 of 2026 saw 81,747 tech layoffs, the highest quarterly total since at least Q1 2024. Layoffs have risen 580% since Q4 of last year, 580%. That is not a market correction, that is a structural shift. And Bloomberg reported in April that Meta and Microsoft together are planning cuts and buyouts that may affect 23,000 jobs in this single round. Meta alone cut 8,000 jobs and cancelled 6,000 open roles. Microsoft offered its first ever voluntary retirements to 8,750 US employees. Salesforce eliminated 4,000 customer support roles, and CEO Mark Benioff said publicly, "I need less heads." Oracle eliminated 30,000 positions. Why? Because Meta has guided $135 billion in AI capital expenditure this year, almost double last year. They are converting payroll into AI infrastructure. And here is the part that should make you pay attention. 20.4% of confirmed Q1 tech cuts are explicitly tied to AI and automation. About 1 in 5 jobs eliminated because a machine can now do what a human used to do. But Dorsey did something different. He did not hide behind restructuring or market conditions. He said the quiet part out loud: intelligence at the core of everything we do. He tied the cuts directly to AI efficiency. Bloomberg called it AI washing. I call it honesty. Now let me tell you what happens to the people who get cut. Goldman Sachs just published 40 years of data on tech displacement, and the results are brutal. Workers displaced by technology take 1 month longer to find new jobs than other displaced workers. When they do find work, they earn 3% less immediately. But here is the devastating part. 10 years later, they are still earning 10 percentage points less than workers who were never displaced. 10 years. That is not a temporary setback. That is permanent scarring. The economists call it occupational downgrading. The technology that killed their old job also eroded the market value of their existing skills. They slide into more routine, lower skill roles and never climb back up. The workers hit hardest are those displaced between ages 25 and 35. They accumulate less wealth, delay home ownership, are less likely to be married at any given age. But here is the critical finding. Workers who upgraded their skills into roles complementary to AI did not just recover, they moved up the ladder. Younger, college-educated urban workers see losses roughly half as large. The difference is not luck, the difference is preparation. And now we have the Stanford 2026 AI Index data that shows us exactly how close we are to mass automation. AI agents on real computer use benchmarks jumped from 12% to 66.3% task success in 1 year. That is within 6 percentage points of human performance on actual computer tasks. But here's what Stanford also found. 89% of AI agent prototypes never reach production. The hype outruns the deployment. So we have this paradox. The technology is advancing faster than anyone predicted, but most implementations fail. That creates a window, a closing window. And right now, HR leaders are not prepared for it. The CIPD surveyed 1,300 HR leaders this year. 17% of employers expect AI to reduce their workforce in the next 12 months. Of those, 26% expect at least 10% headcount cuts. But here is the crisis. Only 33% of HR leaders are confident estimating future workforce needs from AI. Only 40% are confident designing reskilling pathways. Only 46% are confident leading job redesign. Two-thirds of HR leaders cannot confidently plan a workforce for AI. So here are the 3 moves every HR leader must make right now. Move 1. Automate your own HR operations first. If you cannot show your own AI operations, you cannot lead theirs. Start with recruitment screening, onboarding admin, learning and development scheduling, employee experience pulse surveys. Become the AI fluent leader before you try to guide others through AI transformation. Move 2. Become the workforce planning architect. 87% of HR leaders are doing or planning layoffs according to Sharem, but only 33% can estimate future AI workforce needs. That vacuum is enormous. Map every role to its AI exposure level. Know which roles will transform, which will compress, which will disappear. Use the frameworks from ILO, OECD, the Stanford Index. Become the person who can tell the C-suite exactly what their workforce will look like in 2 years. Move 3. Design reskilling pathways before the C-suite cuts the jobs. Only 40% of HR leaders are confident designing reskilling pathways, but Goldman Sachs proved that workers who reskill into AI complementary roles do not just recover, they move up. That is the only intervention with peer-reviewed evidence of breaking the scarring effect. Publish a reskilling map for every clerical, administrative, and junior managerial role in your organization. Make it AI complementary, not AI replacement. The block layoffs are not an anomaly, they are a preview. Jack Dorsey just showed every CEO that you can cut 40% of your workforce, call it AI efficiency, and watch your stock price soar. Every boardroom in the world saw that 25% stock jump. The question is not whether this wave is coming. The question is whether HR will lead it or be swept away by it. 3 of the 4 CIPD confidence numbers I just shared with you are below 50%. 2 of them are below 40%. The HR profession has a closing window to lead this transformation or be led by it. If this resonates with you, subscribe to this channel. I am building the largest community of AI-ready HR professionals on the planet. And drop a comment. What is the biggest AI challenge you are facing in your HR role right now? Here is what most HR leaders are missing right now. They know AI is coming for recruitment. They do not know how to actually deploy it. I have spent the last 25 years inside HR and management consulting, and the last 2.5 years building AI systems for HR teams. I am running a live, real-time AI recruitment training where I show HR leaders exactly how to automate sourcing, screening, and scheduling without losing the human judgment that makes you good at your job. This is not a recorded course. It is live. We work through your actual roles together. We map your workflows. We build the prompts. We test on your real candidate pipeline. By the end of the training, you walk away with an AI augmented recruitment system that you own, that you understand, and that you can deploy on Monday morning. That is the difference between watching this video and actually getting ahead of the wave. The link is in the description, and the URL on screen is training.phoenixhr.io/AI-recruitment. Do not be the HR leader who watched this video and did nothing. The next round of layoffs has already started. Join us live. The window is closing. I will see you inside the training.